Have you ever asked yourself why all of a sudden that intense energy, that burning desire within you, simply vanished? Why something that once occupied your thoughts so powerfully now feels distant, almost irrelevant? No, you're not lost. And definitely you're not broken. This shift is not a mistake. It's a sacred transition. When you begin your journey of spiritual elevation, certain layers of your existence must be undone. It's not punishment. It's preparation, alignment, a higher calling. What feels like loss is actually divine redirection. Your sexual desire wasn't removed by chance. It was repositioned with purpose. We're talking about something far greater than libido. This is about creative energy, life force, the vital power that moves the universe. And when that energy needs to be directed to a new level of existence, God intervenes. He calls you inward, into silence, into focus. If this resonates with you, if it feels like this message was written exactly for this moment in your life, connect now with other awakening souls. Join our network. This is your turning point. And if you feel this revelation came at the right time, type 1111 in the comments. Do it with intention, with conviction. This number carries the code of spiritual realignment and manifestation. It's a sign that you are ready. Let's go deeper. 1. Your energy is being reprogrammed. Sexual drive is one of the most powerful expressions of your life force. But when you're called to a higher spiritual mission, that energy must be redirected. It stops feeding momentary pleasures and begins to nourish your inner expansion. Creativity, clarity, healing, all of this is born from that redirection. God is strengthening you, not for ordinary pleasure but for creation that transforms lives. 2. You are being protected from toxic spiritual exchanges. Intimacy is not just physical. Every sexual encounter is an intense energetic exchange. When you connect with someone carrying trauma, addictions, or misaligned frequencies, you absorb that, even unconsciously. God closes these doors not out of punishment but to shield your spirit. Some connections derail, contaminate, and delay you. That's why He pulls you away from bonds that don't resonate with your soul's frequency. 3. You are being prepared for a divine connection. This isn't the end of relationships. It's the beginning of something far greater. God is clearing empty bonds to make space for a sacred union. The next connection won't be just physical. It will be spiritual, transformative, aligned with your purpose. A partnership where both walk together toward a higher mission. For that, you must be whole, healed, and free from desires that once tied you to the superficial. For your earthly nature must quiet down so the spirit can rise. The journey of the chosen requires breaking from ego and fleeting pleasures. The fading of sexual desire symbolizes the death of the lower self, the part driven by impulses and distractions. But this death is liberating. It allows the true you, the spiritual being, to rise with power, purpose, and direction. You are not losing something, you are being transformed. What seemed like emptiness is, in fact, the space where a new consciousness is born. When the flesh grows silent, the spirit speaks. It marks the beginning of an inner ascension where worldly distractions lose their grip, and you begin to see beyond the surface. In this state, you take the reins. You're no longer driven by impulses but by vision. Your energy no longer belongs to the chaos of the world. It becomes sacred, intentional, redirected. This is true spiritual sovereignty, being the master of your own energy, your own body, your own mission. We live in a culture that hypersexualizes everything. From social media to advertising, everything is designed to feed instinctive desires and trap people in cycles of compulsion, shame, and distraction. Make no mistake, this is no coincidence. It's a system built to weaken your divine essence. That's why when God interrupts this cycle, it's liberation, not repression. By silencing those urges, you are detoxified. Freed from the stimuli that clouded your clarity, you go through a spiritual reboot. The energy once spent on fleeting pleasures is now channeled into something infinitely more powerful, your evolution. And something amazing begins to happen. Your sexual energy, far from disappearing, transmutes. It becomes fuel to awaken your spiritual gifts. Your third eye begins to activate. Your intuition becomes sharp, precise. You hear God more clearly, not just in prayer but in daily signs, synchronicities, and silent answers. You begin to tune into the invisible. You notice patterns. You feel vibrations. You decode signs. It's as if a new channel of communication has been opened between you and the divine. And this only happened because your energy was consecrated, not wasted. And then the time to create arrives. What you may not know is that sexual energy is creative energy. It's not just meant for pleasure. It's meant to generate realities. A new business. A new project. A new life. When God calls you to conserve this force, He is calling you to create on a higher level. With this accumulated energy, you begin to attract miracles. Your manifestations accelerate. Opportunities appear. Healing happens. Aligned relationships emerge. Because you no longer waste your life force on distractions. You channel it with purpose. This is when your reality begins to elevate. You stop reacting to the world and start shaping it, with clarity, presence, and divine direction. But this isn't just about you. You were chosen to break old patterns, perhaps ones that have existed for generations in your bloodline. Lust, betrayal, broken relationships, silent addictions. The suppression of your libido is a spiritual movement to interrupt these cycles. What you are experiencing is not just personal liberation. It is ancestral. You are the break. You are the reset. And when this transformation is complete, you are ready. Not for just anything, but for a sacred calling. Your energy, now refined, positions you to lead, to heal, to teach, to guide others out of the shadows. Distractions no longer touch you. The superficial no longer satisfies you. The old version of you, the one who reacted to the world with impulses, is gone. And the being born in its place carries a light the world cannot extinguish. This is your rebirth. Understand this. Your desire will return. But it will no longer come from the flesh. It will come from purpose. If this message speaks to your spirit, share it. And if you are ready to step into your calling, type 1111 right now. It's more than a number. It's a spiritual signature, a clear sign that you are entering your next phase. The universe is waiting for your response.